Hi, Courtney. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Ellen. People are still joining in, so let's give it a minute or two.
Oh, happy faces. Hey, Courtney. Hi, Wendy. All my favorites are on the call. Yay. See Elaine.
I want to make sure everybody is muted. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I think we're going to start because we have a lot to cover today. And I mean a lot. Like, take a pen and paper because you're going to take some notes here. Welcome to the Ninja Power of the Weekly Review. This is a Ninja Skill Booster. So today we're going to boost this skill together. If you don't know me yet, my name is Marie-Geneviève, alias MG. So feel free to call me MG, no worries. I am your productivity ninja for today's session. But I'm not alone here. Barbara is here with me, but you are here too. So please use the chat box here. The chat is open. Say hello from Calgary, Canada. Nice. I'm in Quebec City right now. So you can say hi, tell us where you are attending from. And at any point, please share any thoughts, tips, and tricks. I will give you some, but I know you do have some as well. So if you think about anything else that works for you, please share with the team. We are all in this together today to learn how can we get better. Freeport, like New York. Oh, nice. Saskatoon. Okay, welcome everyone. First things first. I love the Chihuahuas here, so please let me know in the chat. Which Chihuahua do you feel like right now? And why? Just a word or two. Maybe you don't know why, you can't explain it. You just feel like that number, just write the number down in the chat. Let me know, okay? That's a funny thing to do, but there's something behind that. At number 7, me too. Same one. I don't know why. I can feel that guy. 4, stressed and overwhelmed. All right. Oh, yeah. A bit aggressive, maybe sometimes we can feel. Number 2, Ellen, I feel you, because number 2, it's been me these days. So many things to do. And when I look at my calendar, I feel like number 2. Linda, it's true. Jeez. Number 8, yeah. You know what? We all do feel different from each other. And we all do feel different throughout the day, throughout the week as well. And it is important sometimes to take just a minute or two to check in with ourselves, to acknowledge how we feel, because feeling good, feeling calm is an important part of being productive. And it can take many forms. Just taking the time to check in with yourself, to take a little break, see how you feel, see where you are at is always a good idea. And today I want to bring this idea a little bit further and take a step back. Take time during the week to check in with yourself. Where are you at? Take just a moment off the chaos of the doing. Sometimes we are stuck in a hamster wheel, just doing and doing. Take a little time off and do an assessment of yourself, of your work, to recenter your focus, your position. Where are you at now? What is your direction and where you want to go next week? So this is exactly what we're going to talk about today. If it's your first time with us, just a quick little word, Think Productive. We are a training company where our vision is a work revolution, where everyone loves Mondays. So there's a huge concept of well-being and calmness that is introduced into all our concept of productivity. Maybe you know already these 9 guys. Our 9 ninjas will all come to play today in this class. But I have to say that the preparedness is probably the one that is more useful here. The agility one as well, and the rootlessness will come into play. I would like to give you just a little word here about our CORD model. This is our productivity model. Maybe you've seen it before. We teach that in our workshop, How to Be a Productivity Ninja. It was created by Graham Alcott, the author of the book, How to Be a Productivity Ninja. He's our CEO, and this is a really good model that we use. Of course, this is a subject in itself, so this is just a little quick overview here. We have to start by collecting everything that's everywhere, okay? Sometimes everything is just in emails and here and there, in the cloud, on papers, Post-it, it's all over. So we have to start by collecting everything gathered together, everything around us, all the information, the requests, all the inputs, really. And then organize it into a way that we can work through that in the most effective way possible. And then here comes the review phase, where we pick up the right things to do. We prioritize, we prepare, and plan. I cannot stress this enough. For me, most of the people, but especially for me, I think it's really, really true. 80% of your success is in the planning and preparation, 20% on the doing, execution. So do not underestimate the power of the preparedness and planning, and review is a huge, huge, huge phase here that you need to incorporate or improve maybe. Because once you're done, you just do. You get stuff done with calm, clarity, and certainty that you are doing the right thing at the right time. So let's talk a little bit more, of course, about the review phase. The review phase. Maybe you are familiar with reviews. Maybe you have some reviews in your work, depending on your field. Maybe you have some financial monthly reviews, sales reviews, things like that. These are good. These are fine. They keep you on track with what you have to do. But today we will talk about your review, your personal weekly review. And the weekly review, it is a crucial productivity ninja habit. This is a moment where you take a specific and dedicated time for planning, organizing, structuring, doing your architecture of what you got to do. And this concentrated thinking is in the boss mode. If you know you've done training with us before, you know that we have the boss mode, and it doesn't matter if you're a boss or not. We all have this boss mode. It's irrelevant with what is your position in the organization. Every individual works in two modes: boss mode, planning, strategic thinking, and the do mode, the execution mode, worker mode, where we have to do our job. So the review here, the weekly review, you have to switch. You have to get off what you're doing, get off work, get off the hamster wheel to switch into this boss mode, to do deep, deep thinking. It will take about an hour or two every week. You might think I'm crazy, and I know what you think. If I ask you, do you have time for that? Everybody's going to say, no, I don't have time. I don't think it's true. I think that this is really the concept here. Once again, I always say that. 1 step back, 2 step forward, 5 step forward. It's just a little time off doing in order to plan, organize, to get better at what you're going to do, get faster, better, calmer, in a more efficient way. So it is not a waste of time. It is important here for you to think about where in the week, though, you could incorporate this weekly review. I suggest it's always the same time of the week. It's a weekly review at the end of the week. So Friday afternoon could be good. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you have other stuff to do. Maybe Friday morning over a coffee shop, maybe. If you can, take 1 hour there on Friday morning on your way to work to do your own personal weekly review is good. So take a specific time and add this into your routine, in your agenda for forever. It's there, and every week it's planned this time, this hour for your review, so you can stay in control, you can stay ahead what's coming, and it is a critical tool for Zen-like calm and the ninja productivity. Because when we just do and do and do and do, there's always a little stress here. We are always wondering, did I forget something? Am I working on the most important stuff? How am I going to get through all this? So we stop, we reassess, we replan, and then easier, calmer week ahead. God, I love this lady. This is where the agility comes to play. And I do think this is very funny, but this is very true for all of us. I'm not any better than you guys, okay? This is a catch, because to be agile, we must be able to move from here and now, short term, and longer term, what is coming eventually, and find that balance between here and now and later. Because if there's a storm coming, it is no longer time to rake the leaves. Okay, you have to let that go. And I understand this is what you had planned for today, but things have changed. Sometimes things change. We have to reassess, and we always have to balance short-term, long-term, but small things, big things. Sometimes we tend to do just little small, easy things that we like to do. And the big rocks, we keep procrastinating on them. You have to alternate and keep the balance between things that are already planned and fixed versus new stuff, emergencies, priorities that come in as well. So the weekly review is really a great tool to make sure that you have time planned in your agenda to stop, reassess, replan, and get back on track with a better plan. In order to do so, you have to trust your second brain. Once again, you may know this concept if you've done the training before, just a little touch here on the second brain. Bad news, our brain is made to, yes, have ideas, be creative, solve problems, think, but it is not made to remember everything, okay? This is not a memory stick. And as we get older, the memory is kind of hard too, okay? So do not rely on your brain for everything that you have to remember. I'm sure sometimes you ask yourself, where is everything up to? Am I on track? What is next? Did I forget something? And then it gets very, very blurry because there's so many things we have to think about, and it's professional, personal. Did I take the appointment for the garage? What about the kids' soccer game tomorrow? And I have to buy some milk, and my boss asked me for this and that, and like, whoa, there's too much to remember, too much to think about. So a second brain is another brain where you can download everything that's in here on a piece of paper, if you'd like, on an IT tool. Personally, I've tried many, and my favorite is very simple, and it's free with Microsoft. It's Microsoft To Do. This is a to-do list, but you have many to-do lists with all your subjects. Every time you think about something, take it out of your head, write it down there. Because it is really hard to focus and concentrate when you have these pop-ups in your mind all the time. So just take them off, put them into your second brain. It will take care of everything for you. Everything will be remembered. Okay, so when you have time to address these subjects, you go in there and you work on them. So that creates trust in your second brain when you know it's reliable because it's well organized. So just some people like to take notes. They have a notebook that works for them. Perfect. But make sure you organize your second brain for better memory, intelligence, intuition, focus, concentration, creativity, calm, and much more. Okay, so this is one of the best trick that I can give you. Here we are, the masterpiece, the weekly checklist. And Barbara will drop that in the chat for you. We will give you an example of a checklist for the weekly review that you can use. Of course, you will have to personalize it. This is the checklist that we use with the things that we do, the way we work, but you customize it the way you'd like. One thing you can customize and add if you would like, and this is something I like to do, is on top of my checklist, because when I stop at the end of the week and I do this overview of my week, I put first thing on top of my list, my favorite or my biggest win of the week. A win, a success. Could be small, could be big. But I would like to ask you, and please share in the chat, what is your best or your favorite or your little small or big win of the week? I know it's only Wednesday afternoon, but still, I'm sure you have something so far that you are proud of, you are happy it's off your list. Anyone would like to share in the chat just a word? I'm happy this is done. By highlighting these wins and successes, what does it make? It changes your mindset. Because at the end of the week, our brain is tricky once again. At the end of the week, we tend to focus only on the things that we did not do, the things that did not went so good, and all the negative things. So if you put just a few positive words and wins and success on top of your list, it does changes the mindset, and we tend to see the glass half full and not half empty, which is good. Wendy, I got caught up on job posting and it went too fast. Did not have the time to read it. And some filling using focus time yesterday. Well done. Yep. Completed a review of images for a document. I am updating and added them to the final document. See, doesn't have to be a huge success, but these are things which we call the big rocks. And I will come back to that later. Few big rocks that you've been carrying in your pack sack for a while, and now you're free. Figuring out what to make for dinners. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. Exactly. And then because you're happy about this, maybe you can reproduce that next week. So this is the kind of things you can add into the checklist. Evaluation report done for client, proposal. Yeah, all kinds, everything is good. But just try to focus on that before you start your weekly review. That's a good trick. And then you will go to the 5 stages of the review. The 5 stages is really important for you to keep these 5 stages, but what you put in there is really up to you, okay? Here are some examples. First stage. So let's say, for example, every Friday morning, you take your coffee and you do your weekly review. You take 1 hour. Stage 1, get your inputs back to 0. It does not mean that you do all the work, that everything is done, but all the inputs that are still pending here and there, you put them together, you collect them, you organize them. Inbox to 0, of course, if you've done that class with us, this course, Inbox to 0, you know what I mean. If it sounds crazy, well, just it is, but it's possible to have an inbox to 0. Call us for more detail. Inbox to 0, your voicemail, your post-it, your notes from your notebook. Bring everything together. Make sure nothing is forgotten. Bring all your inputs together. So look back. Stage 2, look at the week that passed by and ask yourself, anything else that you have to gather together from work bag, paperwork, post, wallet, receipt, anything. Go through the last week's calendar, any actions, follow up you want to add on your to-do list or your project management tool or whatever. Any other notes or actions from meetings. Sometimes we tend to take notes here and there, but at one point we have to put them where they have to be. Organized. Stage 3, get your second brain up to date. Open your second brain, have a look, go through all that's in there. Anything on your list that you need to update that you can just get rid of because it's been done. any actions or follow-up you want to do next week. Check your folders. Once again, if you've done the inbox to zero with us, you know that we work with the 3 folders: waiting, action, reading. So go through that and see if there's anything that is still pending that you want to address next week. So use your second brain to make sure that everything is well organized. Stage 4, of course, look forward. Take a time here to look at your calendar. Next week, what does it look? Look through your projects. What should my priorities next week should be? Any preparation for upcoming meetings, any people I need to contact, talk about, any follow-up on things I've been delegating that still waiting on, travel plans, tickets, reservation, anything that you need to take care of, and any big rocks. And here, I think this is probably the most important things here I'm going to say to you about the big rocks. So pay attention. Maybe you've seen that before. I think first time I saw it, it was some sort of story with a teacher asking the student to fill a jar with rocks and pebbles and sand, and no one could do it. It was like too many stuff to fit in the little jar. And the only way to fit everything in the bucket is if you put the big rocks first, then the pebbles, then the sand. There's no other way. No other way you can fit everything. So if we use that analogy, this concept here, for your week ahead that you want to plan, see the bucket here as your capacity. This is your energy and your time. There's only so much you can fit in. If you do not start with your big rocks, Friday morning, you're going to be stuck with these big rocks. You won't be able to fit them in. The big rocks are the most important thing that you have to do. The most important tasks, projects, things that really do create an impact. Sometimes they are the hardest one, of course, but I strongly suggest you plan them for Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest, because then your bucket is going to be full. Because other people are going to start to fill your bucket as well with pebbles and sand and all kinds as you go through the week. So make sure you put your big rocks first. Stage 5, last one, questioning yourself, checking in like we did with the Chihuahua. Check in with yourself a little bit here. This is a very important phase because we need to assess ourselves. How do I feel? What am I up to? So you can ask yourself, when will my energy and attention will be best next week? Plan accordingly, adjust accordingly. If you have personal stuff, if you have a night out, and then you have very important stuff to do the next morning, big rocks the next morning, maybe you want to switch that if you can. What can I be ruthless about? Renegotiate with yourself. Your commitments, what do you want to focus on, renegotiate with others, with meetings. How am I feeling? Are you feeling resistant towards certain tasks? Bright side, dark spot, things that has been hard, my success, my win, can I reproduce that again next week? And am I finding time for the people and the things that I love outside of work? Of course, balance, personal, work, well-being. Do I take my breaks? So all kinds of questions. So you will customize your questions for yourself to make sure that your review really speaks to you the way it should. Be ruthless about the 80-20 rule. Only 20% of what you do create 80% of the impact. Do not spend the same amount of time and energy on every little pebbles and sand, okay? Focus on the big rocks. Renegotiate with ruthlessness, with you, colleagues, boss, others, kids, everyone. Discipline here. Stay on track, stay focused, and use the weekly review to save you time. The better we plan, the better we do. Because productivity is actually making space for what matters. Create space for these big rocks that matter for you, for your goals, for your team. Okay, enough talking, up to you. I really want you to take just 2 to 3 minutes here to wrap up your notes and decide when you will do your weekly review. How? Paper? Do you want to use some sort of tool that you have? OneNote? Where? At what time? What is going to be your checklist? Like your tools, your checklist. Maybe you have other documents or you have your to-do list you want to go through. So how are you going to organize this weekly review? And who can help you with that? Maybe you want a partnership with someone, with a friend at work, with a partner at work, co-worker, a private partner at home. Hey, let's do that together. Everything is good. Customize it for yourself. So I gave you a minute or two here to take the time to wrap your note, and then I will get back to you. And grab your cell phone if you don't have your cell phone with you, because you will need it to scan a few QR codes, because we have a lot of surprises coming. Yeah, accountability buddy for checklist. That's good. If you want to share a word in the chat, your plan of action or ideas on how to stay on track, feel free to do so. In the real workshop, we do take some time and we wrap it up and we talk about it. But today it's a very short booster. So I just wanted you to make sure your notes were up to date and you can start to make your plan. So this afternoon, please make your plan of attack. And this week, it's Wednesday. Yeah, you can start this week or next week. Start to do your weekly review and you will see how it changes the whole thing. Okay, here we are. If you want to scan the code here, it will bring you to the page of the Delegate Like a Productivity Ninja. This is a public course coming in fall because we did a Ninja Skill Booster last month on that and it was very popular and people are interested in that. So there's a public class, probably the end of September, date to come. If you register now, just to save your spot, there's no engagement for you. You don't have to pay right now. It's just to be on the list. We will give 2 free tickets from all those who pre-register before July 31st. So you can, of course, go to our website at Think Productive NA for North America, Think Productive NA, and you will find all the details. But if you want to scan the code here, that will bring you directly to this. And we also have the 6 Weeks to Ninja beginning October 11th with Nick, our most complete, life-changing experience with Nick here, where you work with real stuff, real issues that you have at work. So if you are interested in knowing more about this, here's the code. And our last surprise, if you don't have the book yet, and you want a copy of the book, we will give a book away randomly drawn from the evaluation forms that we will receive. We do appreciate your feedback. So here's the code again. If you want to scan the code, it's only 5 questions. I think it's really like 2 minutes. So please take the time to do a little evaluation of this Ninja Skill Booster. This does not give you access to the Academy because this is a free course, but you can win the book. So, and I think that's it. Yes, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate these little boosters to keep us motivated. Thank you for your great ideas and comments and sharing. Here's the link in the chat as well. If you missed the code, everything is on our website for our trainings to come. So you will be welcome. Of course, we will see you again. Probably in September, we're going to continue the Ninja Skill Boosters. So stay tuned. The training sessions, Vivian, are virtual for the public sessions, but if you'd like to have an in-person with your company, we can set that up as well. We do in-person sessions for businesses. Code again, please. I'm gonna go back here on the presentation for the codes.
Which code are you looking for, Donna? The evaluation?
There's the code for evaluation. And here's the code. I'll go back to the
Oh,
one
she
for,
said evaluation, yeah.
yeah, okay, perfect. I'll get back to that. Et voila.
Hey, voila. Thank you. Thank you everyone for attending. Like MG says, I think we're going to take a pause over summer and we'll be back with more of our free webinars in September. So keep an eye on our website and our newsletters to get more information.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, MG.
Bye.